Hey, it's Deebs here. Or you could call me Albert if you want. Either is fine. I'd just like to preface that I know nothing about content creation, how to curate content, how to manage content. I literally just started voice recording, and somehow, some way, I just planned and wanted to upload them, just to share them, or maybe as a diary as well for myself. But I'll get into why I made this you know this kind of content or video diary in the first place. Another preface: I'm not a professional uh, podcaster or whatever you call it. Kind of cringe to say that, but um, I apologize if you hear some background noises like dogs barking or some tricycles. I'm just recording this from the comfort of my own home. I don't have that fancy uh, noise diffusers or whatever you call them. So uh, formalities out of the way. Um, why did I make this? That's a loaded question, but I do like the idea of sharing my thoughts out there in a form of like a voice recording. I've always gravitated towards podcasts and audiobooks because it's such a cool idea that this form of idea or concept sharing exists. Like, in books, ideas can be shared as well, and there are a lot of like, literary devices you could use um, to set up some sort of tone. But things like these, like audiobooks and podcasts, it just feels so personal to me. It's like when a friend's talking to you, and that's exactly what I'm trying to achieve here. Even if no one watches this or um, no one watches this or no one listens to it, that's not really my goal. My goal is to have some sort of documentation that can be at least immortalized and is not, hindered by um, or is not threatened by a spilled coffee on my journal book or a corrupted file on my Word documents on my computer, etc., etc. So in a way, I'm immortalizing it, but in another way as well. I'm also glad to have the potential to share this to people, and I'm not going to promote this channel or whatever. I'm literally just uploading stuff, and if you happen to click on this video and listen to it, then hello. Um, Once again, I'm Albert, or you could call me Deebs, hence the Deebs pad. And so it's just an avenue for me to let out thoughts, very subjective and opinionated thoughts. All right, nothing here is facts. Nothing here is set in stone. It's all how I see it. So why did I make this channel in the first place? So if you saw the banner, I put there non sum nihil. So I'm not entirely 100% sure of the accuracy of the statement in Latin, because I just went to Google. I um, I typed in Latin translator, and I typed in "I am not nothing," and that's what it said, non sum nihil. And why I did that, I'm not sure. Maybe I just am infatuated with the official soundingness of Latin, or whatever the reason may be. Maybe I'll dissect it in another video, or I don't know. But it's "I am not nothing." So it's a pretty loaded statement, which I will talk about at some point. But the origin is basically, I'll give you like the summary of the origin of that statement. So it was 2019, a few months before I graduate from my undergraduate degree, before I officially start becoming a medical student. And I think I was sitting down, and I was just staring at nothing. And I was so intimidated by the fact that I'm about to transition into another chapter or into another section of my life, and a pretty significant one too, compared to the other life events that I've experienced so far. Since I'm actually gonna try attempting to dive into a profession that is so complicated and so complex, and with so much at stake, since what's since there's so much lives involved, trying to understand life and how to preserve it, and yeah, just how to understand a life in its many technicalities down to its cellular levels. Oh yeah, I sound like a nerd right now, and I'm sorry for that if you're not in the medical field. But it was just it started from a simple question wherein I was asking myself, does all of this really matter? That one question snowballed over it snowballed from days of thinking to weeks to months to years to now. It snowballed so much that I've accumulated a lot of thoughts that have shaped myself and have used myself, and in such a way I want to kind of concretize it and put it into words. Because as much as catharsis goes, it is much better if you could encapsulate it in words, because expressing it in any other form is acceptable as well. It's all based on your preference, but the accuracy of how you feel about something is really encapsulated by words, and that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to encapsulate what these thoughts I've formulated during all these years of reflection, and I just want to maybe document it and maybe see how I evolve even more, because I'm pretty sure I'm not done thinking, or I'm not done reflecting, and how I could improve these thoughts or could evolve them into something more. So that's what prompted me to make this channel, is to that so that I could build off of my previous versions and see how I could apply them into my daily life. So I'm not really sure what to call this channel. What I'd like to disclaim is what I'm not is I'm not trying to challenge any school of thoughts. I'm not trying to challenge any beliefs. I'm not trying to challenge any perspectives that you guys may have. I'm not trying to challenge anything, but I am taking ideas. I'm taking ideas and presenting them in my own words and in how I see them. And if you are somehow captivated enough to listen, then I appreciate it. But like I said, I'm not really doing this for an audience. I'm mainly doing it so that I could have a form of documentation for myself. And if you so happen to listen along with me as I ramble on and on, then welcome. I appreciate everyone who listens. And yeah. So this is the first ever video. I'm not really too worried about the formalities of it being the first video ever, so it needs to be super special. I just need to start somewhere, because I've been really putting this off for some time now, but I just hit the record button and just start talking. So yeah, I have a lot of things to talk about and a lot of things to figure out in terms of how to work YouTube. And yeah, I'll see you, or I'll talk to you in probably the next video.